Judgment is approaching, and the gears of divine justice are already in motion. The year 2025 will be when God raises his mighty hand to restore what has been broken. For years, the chosen ones have borne the weight of disdain, betrayal, and pain. Their tears did not fall into a void, they cried out to the heavens, and now their plea has reached the throne. Those who raise their hands against the chosen ones will face the inevitable return of their own actions. The word has been given, the time for reckoning has come, and no one can escape the force of the return that is already underway. This will not be an ordinary year, it will be the year when God speaks loud and clear. Every betrayal, every venomous word, and every act of injustice has been recorded in God's book. What men thought was hidden, he saw. What the earth ignored was documented in heaven. 2025 will not bring ordinary karma but judgment magnified by the hand of the Almighty. The return will be multiplied, and those who laughed at the pain of the chosen ones will mourn under the weight of their own actions. God has not forgotten his children. He has waited patiently, but the time for patience has ended. Now is the moment for retribution, to tear off the masks and expose what was once hidden. Prepare yourselves, what was sown will be reaped. The chosen ones are not ordinary. They were set apart before they were even born, marked by God's hand for a greater purpose. Because of this, they have been persecuted, humiliated, and ridiculed. Many rejected them, not knowing that in touching them, they were touching what was sacred in the eyes of the Lord. Now, in 2025, what was hidden will be revealed. Those who hurt them will face the weight of divine justice, while the chosen ones will be lifted as living signs of God's power. There will be no doubt, the hand that protects them is the same that will bring down their enemies. This will be the year when God's silence ends. For years, he has watched and waited for the right moment. But the time of judgment has arrived, and those who acted with malice will see that there is nothing hidden that will not be revealed. Corrupt systems will collapse, leaders who abused their power will be exposed, and those who conspired against the chosen ones will stumble into their own traps. God does not act randomly, and 2025 will be the year he shows the world that his justice is real and relentless. It will not just be retribution, it will be a lesson etched into the hearts of humanity. The chosen ones, who were seen as fragile and lonely for so long, will now rise. This is their moment. God has shaped them in the fire of adversity for this day, and 2025 will be the stage for their ascension. They will not merely witness the return of karma, they will be agents of change, leaders of a new era. Those who despise them will see that the light of the chosen ones not only survived but grew. The strength that others tried to destroy will now shine before their eyes, and they will know that God was with them all along. The chosen ones, so ridiculed, will now be honored. The fire that others tried to extinguish will become the light that guides them to new heights. In 2025, the fruits of their patience and faith will begin to manifest, and everyone will see that the hand of the Almighty has been with them the entire time. It was no accident that they endured the trials, it was for a purpose. They were trained in the midst of the storm to lead in times of peace. Those who underestimated them will now fall silent, perplexed by the power and grace the chosen ones will carry with them. This will be the year when the despised will be exalted. God is just, and his justice is perfect. Those who thought they could abuse the chosen ones without consequence will discover they were wrong. The return will not just be proportional, it will be amplified by God's own hand. For many, it will be a year of bitter harvest, where their past actions will haunt them like shadows that cannot be ignored. What was planted in darkness now blooms under the unyielding light of 2025. In his wisdom, God has prepared this moment as a lesson for all humanity. No one deceives the Creator, and no one touches his children without facing the consequences. The heavens declare judgment, and the earth trembles at what is to come. This will not be a year of ordinary events. It will be a period when God demonstrates his power, shaking kingdoms, destroying strongholds of lies, and breaking chains that have bound the chosen ones for so long. The signs will be clear and unmistakable. The righteous will rejoice, but the wicked will tremble in fear. What once seemed intangible will now become undeniable. God does not merely observe, he acts. And in 2025, he will act so visibly that no man or woman will be able to deny his presence. The chosen ones are not just instruments of change but also witnesses of judgment. God preserved them not only to endure but to thrive at the appointed time. And that time has come. They will be light in the midst of darkness, anchors of hope in a confused world. Those who laughed at them will now seek their guidance, and those who despised them will beg for mercy. But the chosen ones are not driven by vengeance. Their role is greater, to show the world that God's justice does not fail and that good always triumphs, even when it seems lost. In 2025, they will be living proof that light is inextinguishable. The year 2025 will be when the foundations of falsehood crumble. Those who thrived on the suffering of the chosen ones, who manipulated and betrayed to gain power, will now face the weight of their choices. God, in His infinite patience, has waited for the exact moment, and that moment has arrived. They will see their constructs collapse like sandcastles before an unrelenting wave. There will be no place to hide. What was done in the shadows will be exposed under the light of the Almighty, and the world will watch as the return of karma undoes everything built on foundations of lies. For the wicked, 2025 will be a year of bitter harvest. What they sowed in arrogance and cruelty will now return with the force of a storm. God is merciful but also a just judge, and His justice does not fail. The time of offered grace has ended, and the time of reckoning has begun. Those who thought they could mock the chosen ones and escape will learn that they played with sacred fire. The return will be so undeniable that they will understand, even if too late, that no force is greater than God's hand in action. And the signs will be impossible to ignore. Unexplainable disasters will befall those who rejected divine laws, while unexpected doors will open for the chosen ones. What once seemed like subtle coincidences will now be resounding miracles, and all with eyes to see will recognize God's signature in these events. 2025 will be more than a year of justice, it will be the year when God Himself claims what is His. And the chosen ones, with their wounds healed and their strength renewed, will be ready to step into the space that has been promised to them from the beginning. The time of divine patience has concluded, and now those who mocked justice will face the weight of eternal loss. The return will be precise, calculated to measure every intention and action. The Creator, who patiently awaited the repentance of those who hurt the chosen ones, will wait no longer. While many believed they would escape the consequences, their own choices dug the abyss that now lies before them. This reckoning will not merely be a spectacle of downfall but a revelation to all who still doubt the supreme power governing unseen forces. Justice arrives with precision, and the world will never be the same. The chosen ones, forged in silence and pain, will emerge with an authority that surpasses human understanding. This is not about vengeance but a divine restoration that will echo for generations. Their scars, testaments of battles fought against forces that sought to destroy them, will now transform into marks of victory. They were preserved for this moment, to lead amidst chaos and bring light where there was once darkness. What many dismissed as weakness will now be seen as supernatural strength, and their words will carry the weight of those shaped by the Creator's own hands. No secret will remain hidden. Those who believed they could manipulate, corrupt, or destroy without consequence will be exposed. The Creator, who sees all, will bring to light what has long been concealed. Carefully constructed lies will collapse like houses built on sand, and even the proudest will be forced to face the truth. There will be no escape for those who harm the chosen ones, for what is being unleashed transcends what the eyes can see. The justice that seemed so delayed is now inevitable, sweeping everything in its path like a river breaching its banks. But the chosen ones were not prepared merely to endure. They were shaped to reign in their spiritual mission, as beacons guiding others through the chaos. They do not seek personal glory but the fulfillment of the purpose they have always carried within. Their presence will be a living testament that goodness always prevails, even when it seems defeated. Planted in barren ground, they grew amidst adversity and now bloom with a strength that defies human logic. Their light, fortified by the Creator, will be a refuge for those still wandering in the shadows. This is the time when the Creator calls humanity to awaken. The signs are everywhere, visible to those with eyes to see. A purification is underway, where what is false will be uprooted, and what is true will be established like a rock. The chosen ones are instruments of this plan, not by chance, but because their souls have always been connected to the divine purpose. They will walk among the confused and the desperate, bringing clarity and direction. The reckoning now unfolding is not just a correction but a call for renewal, where light triumphs, and the Creator is glorified. The structures built on lies will begin to crumble before everyone's eyes. There will be no need to search for hidden evidence, as the very errors of those who defied the chosen ones will become their condemnation. The Creator is manifesting His presence unmistakably, and those who have long ignored His justice will have nowhere to hide. Every attempt to conceal their flaws will only highlight their guilt. The time of harvest has finally come, and those who sowed seeds of destruction will see their work turn against them. The world will witness a balance that cannot be disrupted. Before continuing, if you feel like you are on a solitary and sometimes challenging journey as a chosen one, our ebook can be a valuable resource for you. Within it, you will find guidance and insights to help illuminate your path and better understand your unique experiences and gifts. Moreover, you will gain access to our exclusive Discord community. This group is a space where many who may feel alone or misunderstood have already found support, understanding, and affection. It's a place to share, learn, and grow together, where your unique experiences are valued, and your progress is celebrated. Imagine being part of a community that truly understands and supports who you are. Check the pinned comment below this video and join this group. The chosen ones are not just survivors, they are heirs to a greater purpose. While many ridiculed them, they did not understand that they were contending with something indestructible. Their strength did not come from their own humanity but from an eternal bond with the Creator. Now, this bond is manifesting more clearly, and their mission can no longer be ignored. They do not seek revenge, for their victory is far greater than any earthly retribution. They are leaders in a divine plan, marked by their resilience and guided by a wisdom that transcends worldly understanding. The Creator is patient, but His justice is unavoidable. We have arrived at the moment when those who acted with arrogance and disdain will see that they are not above eternal laws. Their wealth, power, and schemes will not save them from the inevitable return of their actions. The chosen ones, on the other hand, will be sustained by a force that cannot be shaken. This is the time when the good that was planted in silence will grow into a robust tree, while evil, no matter how grand, will be uprooted. There will be no deception. What is coming will be as clear as daylight. Masks will fall, and those who hid behind lies will be seen in their true nature. There will be no escaping exposure, for the justice that manifests in this time is complete. God does not merely reveal actions, but the hearts behind them. Those who, for so long, projected an image of strength and integrity will now be laid bare before all. For the chosen ones, this will be the moment to see that every tear was collected, every prayer heard, and every sacrifice recognized. This is living testimony that the truth cannot be buried. The words of the chosen ones, once ignored or ridiculed, will now be sought as answers in times of confusion. It was no accident that they were placed on the margins. It was so they could observe, learn, and prepare. Now, as the world is shaken by the exposure of falsehood, they will be ready to guide, instruct, and restore. Their knowledge does not come from books but from experiences shaped by the hand of God. They carry the wisdom of what they have seen and the discernment of what they have felt, making them natural leaders in a time of uncertainty. Their voice will be heard like never before. Humanity is entering a period of revelation, and with it comes an inevitable choice, to align with the truth or perish with the lies. God, in His infinite mercy, extends His hand to all, but His patience is not eternal. This is the time to decide, the moment when masks fall and the light exposes every detail. The chosen ones have already made their choice and now walk the path set before them. For those who resist the truth, there is only the confrontation with the return of their own actions. This is the final reckoning, where the Creator demonstrates that nothing escapes His justice. The actions of men never escape the gaze of the Most High. For years, those who oppressed the chosen ones acted as though they were above eternal laws. But God's justice does not merely watch, it acts at the right time. This is the moment when hidden works will be brought to light, and every whisper spoken in the dark will echo in the public square. Those who laughed while inflicting pain will now weep as they face the consequences of their choices. For the chosen ones, this will be confirmation that they never walked alone. God, who saw everything, now reveals his hand with unmistakable power. The chosen ones are living proof that God transforms pain into purpose. They have walked through the darkest valleys, endured looks of contempt, and borne baseless accusations. But all of this served to prepare them, and now the world will see what was shaped in silence. They are not merely reminders of past injustices overcome, they are signs of divine intervention on earth. Their lives become beacons, illuminating the path for those still lost. There is no longer room for doubt. The chosen ones were prepared to lead in this moment of spiritual and social transition. As corrupt systems collapse, the chosen ones remain steadfast. They are not upheld by wealth or human power but by the strength that flows from their connection with the Creator. They do not rely on conventional tools of influence, for they carry something deeper, spiritual authority. And this authority will now be recognized even by those who once despised them. Their words will carry weight, their actions will have impact, and their presence will transform environments. This is not merely the triumph of individuals but the fulfillment of a divine plan that has always been in motion, awaiting the exact moment to manifest. But for those who persisted in their ways of deceit and exploitation, the return will be inevitable and intense. God is not mocked, and what was sown in the soil of lies will now be reaped with pain. They will see their works crumble, their alliances dissolve, and their masks become useless. There will be no escape for those who thought they could harm the chosen ones without facing consequences. The weight of their actions now returns with overwhelming force, and all will see that the Creator is not indifferent to the suffering of his children. The chosen ones were called for something greater than mere survival. They were chosen to transform. Now, as chaos overtakes those who trusted in their own schemes, the chosen ones will be bearers of peace and order. They will be sought by those who need answers and followed by those who recognize their light. Not through their own merit, but because they carry the mark of the Creator in their lives. The world will be renewed by their influence, and the divine justice that preserved them will also guide them to fulfill the purpose for which they were created. As evil attempts to resist, it only accelerates its own destruction. Divine justice cannot be stopped, and those who try to fight against it will only fall faster. Those who amassed wealth at the expense of the chosen ones will discover that their fortunes cannot shield them from what is to come. Their allies will turn against them, their foundations will crumble, and their voices will be silenced. Not because man willed it, but because the Creator decreed it. This is the time of reckoning, where what was sown manifests so clearly that no one can deny what is happening. The chosen ones, on the other hand, will enter a season of blessed harvest. Those who wept in silence will now smile before the justice that finally unfolds. Every pain they endured will become renewed strength, and every loss will be transformed into gain. God does not simply restore, He multiplies. While many will look on in awe at what happens to the chosen ones, they will know that it is not the work of their own hands but the hand of the Most High. It will not merely be an individual victory but a testimony that strengthens all who seek the truth. This is the beginning of something greater. What is being revealed now is only the first wave of a transformation that will continue to grow. The chosen ones are not just survivors, they are pioneers of a new era. Their lives will serve as living examples of what it means to trust in God amid adversity. They will show the world that divine justice is not just a promise, it is a reality. And while chaos consumes those who rejected the truth, the chosen ones will walk with the certainty that they are fulfilling the purpose for which they were called. The chosen ones have always been misunderstood, but that was part of God's greater plan. While the eyes of the world focused on those who amassed power and wealth, the chosen ones were being refined in silence. The pain they felt, the betrayals they endured, and the challenges they faced were all part of the process that would make them spiritually invincible. Now, this is the time when roles are reversed. Those who were mocked as weak will be recognized as strong. God not only preserved them, He molded them for a purpose that is about to be fully revealed. The promises made to the chosen ones have not been forgotten, even when they seem distant. Every tear they shed was like a seed planted in fertile soil, waiting for its time to bloom. Now, those seeds begin to sprout, and what emerges is far greater than they could have imagined. God is faithful, and He fulfills every word He has spoken over His children. Those who once ignored the chosen ones will now seek them, not out of interest but out of necessity. They will be a source of support in times of instability, and their lives will be evidence that the Creator is the author of all things. As the chosen ones rise, those who acted deceitfully begin to fall. This is no mere coincidence, it is the result of divine justice in action. Those who built their empires on lies now face the instability of their foundations. The power they believe to be unshakable dissolves like sand before a rising tide. God has not forgotten what was done against His children, and He allowed everything to reach its peak so that His intervention would be final. This is the promised reckoning, and no one will be able to deny seeing God's hand in this process. For those who resisted divine laws, the return will be as clear as it is inevitable. There will be no way to justify or reverse what is about to happen. God is merciful, but He is also just, and His justice is now manifesting with relentless precision. Those who prided themselves on their selfish achievements will see everything unravel before their eyes. This is not the work of men but of the unseen force that governs all things. And while the chosen ones reap the blessings promised to them, those who acted against them will harvest the fruits of their own wickedness. The scales are balanced, and the world will never be the same. The foundations of corrupt systems tremble as truth emerges. God does not merely observe, He reorganizes. This is the time when the winds of change sweep away what lacks a solid foundation, making room for the new. The chosen ones, prepared by the fire of adversity, now become unshakable pillars. Not only for themselves but for all who seek renewed hope. While those who rejected the truth face collapse, the chosen ones demonstrate that inner strength, sustained by the Creator, not only survives but transforms. They are not mere participants, they are instruments of renewal. The signs will be impossible to ignore. Divine justice will manifest in ways so evident that even those who resisted the truth will have to acknowledge it. God is patient, but His patience is not eternal. This is the moment when His voice echoes, not only in hearts but in events that shape humanity. The chosen ones, who always trusted His promise, will see with their own eyes the reward of their faith. This is not just an adjustment, it is the fulfillment of a plan that has always been in motion. The light now shining is unmistakable, and no one can extinguish it. Those who believed they could escape the consequences of their actions now find themselves confronted by the reality of the return. Divine justice does not fail and does not forget. God waited patiently for repentance, but many ignored the warnings and followed their deceptive paths. Now, the time of mercy has given way to the time of correction. Every act against the chosen ones returns with doubled intensity, not as vengeance but as a perfect reflection of the choices made. The scales are adjusted, and the world witnesses the fulfillment of a higher order decreed by the Creator from the beginning of time. The chosen ones, on the other hand, walk on solid ground. They have been tested and refined, and now they shine with a light that no one can extinguish. This is the time when their lives will be living examples of divine grace. Their wounds, once seen as weaknesses, have become marks of strength and resilience. Each one of them carries the testimony that their suffering was not in vain but part of a greater plan. God has not only sustained them, He has transformed them into instruments of renewal and restoration. Now, they are ready to lead with spiritual authority that cannot be challenged. Nothing remains hidden forever. The Creator not only saw but recorded every offense committed against the chosen ones. While those who acted with malice feasted on deceit, believing their actions would go unnoticed, God was preparing a fitting return. Now, justice arises like an unstoppable wave. Those who controlled, manipulated, and oppressed will face the weight of what they have sown. And the chosen ones, once humiliated and discredited, will be exalted before all. The greater purpose is finally revealed, and no one will be able to deny that a divine hand is orchestrating every detail of this reckoning. Those who chose darkness over light now face an irreversible path. God is just, and His laws are immutable. Every act of injustice returns with precision, an inevitable reflection of their choices. What once appeared as strength is now revealed as weakness. What seemed secure now slips away like sand between fingers. Divine justice is not arbitrary, it is exact. Those who hurt the chosen ones will feel the weight of their own actions, and the world will learn that the Creator is patient but never fails to act at the right time. God's justice is absolute, and nothing escapes His sight. Those who harmed the chosen ones thought they could manipulate eternal laws, but now they face the inescapable consequences of their actions. This is not a matter of chance but the fulfillment of a divine decree waiting for the perfect moment. The time for retribution has come, and it is as precise as a sword cutting with exactness. Those who built their lives on exploitation and deceit will see everything crumble before their eyes. Meanwhile, the chosen ones walk with the certainty that every tear they shed was heard by the Creator and has now become joy and renewed strength. As systems collapse, the chosen ones advance with purpose and clarity. They are not shaken by the chaos around them because their trust is rooted in something greater. God, who has always guided them, now places them in positions of influence so they can fulfill their mission. They do not seek recognition but transformation. Their actions have impact because they are guided by eternal principles. This is the time when their light will shine brighter than ever, while those who despise them face the consequences of their actions. The contrast between light and darkness has never been clearer. Those who rejected divine truths now find themselves before their undeniable manifestation. There is no room for excuses or to reverse what is in motion. God, in His sovereignty, acts so plainly that even unbelievers recognize His hand. The chosen ones, who remained faithful even when all seemed lost, now experience the fullness of the divine promise. This is the time when the scales are adjusted, and the world witnesses the triumph of justice. There is no doubt that what is happening transcends any earthly explanation. What was once whispered is now proclaimed with power. Divine justice is inevitable, and its manifestation transforms everything it touches. This is the time when the chosen ones, so often underestimated, are elevated before those who despised them. God not only vindicates them but makes them living examples of His faithfulness. Their lives are a testament that trusting the Creator is never in vain. Those who harmed the chosen ones face the collapse of everything they built, while those who remained faithful see the fulfillment of divine promises. There is no more room for doubt. What is happening is the fulfillment of something decreed long before the time we know. As the chosen ones advance, those who persecuted them face the results of their own choices. There is no escaping what was sown. God, who is just in all His ways, ensures that every action returns to its origin with doubled intensity. This is not merely a time of retribution but of learning. The world now sees that one cannot harm the chosen ones without facing the consequences. They were not just ordinary people, they were bearers of something sacred, protected by a higher force. And now, everyone knows that the Creator does not abandon those who are His. The balance is being restored, and the chosen ones walk with renewed confidence. Every pain they endured, every struggle they faced, now makes sense in light of what is being revealed. They were prepared for this moment and now emerge as leaders in a world seeking direction. They are not conventional leaders but spiritual ones, guided by principles that transcend the visible. They carry within them a strength that inspires and transforms because they know they are not alone. God is with them, and this is evident in everything they touch. This is the time when their influence multiplies as never before. The chosen ones are living proof that light always triumphs over darkness. Their lives are powerful declarations that God is faithful and just. They do not merely survive, they thrive. They do not merely endure, they lead. As the world observes the changes taking place, the chosen ones move forward with confidence, knowing they are exactly where they are meant to be. This is the time when divine promises are fulfilled, and those who were once humiliated are now exalted. Not by their own merit, but because they bear the mark of the Creator. They are evidence that nothing can stop divine plans, and their light will shine forever. The time of justice has come, and the chosen ones are living proof that the Creator does not abandon those who carry His light. They walk with the strength of those who have overcome pain and the certainty that each step brings them closer to fulfilling an eternal purpose. There is no longer any doubt, the balance has been restored, and what was once suffering has been transformed into victory. For the chosen ones, this is more than an era of redemption, it is the beginning of a time when their light will guide hearts thirsting for truth. They do not merely rise but flourish as visible signs that God is faithful and His plan is perfect. If this message resonated with you, give it a like by clicking the button below and subscribe to the channel right now to receive more videos on how to face and overcome every obstacle in your path. Share this with your friends, with those you know are also chosen ones, and help strengthen this sacred collective of God. Leave your comment and share your experiences too, so we can learn from each other and grow together. Don't miss the chance to join our exclusive Discord community by getting our ebook through the link pinned in the first comment. I'm certain it will be a valuable resource for you. It will not only bring clarity about your mission and unique gifts but also give you access to connect with other chosen ones who will welcome and support you. Be part of this empowering space. This is a crucial moment, and together, we can make a profound impact on many lives. Choose to be part of this mission.